Well, you guys, I want to say shout out to Roadrunner. That's who we're partnered with, and we are running with Roadrunner. We're up to our 8 months.
About 8 months.
About 8 months since we've been running with Roadrunner. It's been great. I still say Roadrunner is a wonderful company. We're doing really super well. I'm considering with the economy, the way things are going, we're not doing bad here because we're running from Philadelphia to Commerce, California. So we try to do a round trip there and back. It takes us about 6 days. About 6 days to run the trip.
6 days.
Yeah. So we just wanted to give y'all some insight on what happened. We went through an inspection. We had an inspection in New Mexico at the weight station.
San John.
San John.
Which I'm going to show you a picture of. So y'all just check that out real quick. I'm going to show you a picture of it.
And hopefully, it can educate some of you guys that's out there running some of the things to look for so that don't happen to you. We're horrified. I don't know if that's the right word, but I don't know. Sorry, I guess, that we got shut down. Put out of service, even though it was for a small time, but out of service is out of service, and it's the points go towards the company and to you, so that's never fun to happen, but it does happen.
All right, and just an FYI, if you're running through New Mexico and you're going through San John, we got stopped 2 times in a 4-month period. We got stopped 2 times in a 4-month period. So just make sure that your equipment is straight. I know y'all seen the other videos that I did on the one that we passed. Now we just had another one and they failed us. They put us out of service. We was only out of service for about
20 minutes.
About 20 minutes, half hour.
Yeah.
We had a repair truck come and they fixed it.
Which was something new that I learned. We fell for the rocker box. It's like the fuel injectors were leaking.
Yeah, that's what he said. The third injector was leaking. That's what he said.
But when we checked it before we left, when we did our pre-trip, when he did his and I did mine, we didn't see anything leaking.
Exactly.
Hey guys, this is Adam with TAT Express. I get asked all the time, hey Adam, what's a good truck I should buy? What truck do you recommend? I haven't found a faultless truck yet, but today I want to go over with you common issues on a DD15. So, hope you liked the video. If you learned something, like, subscribe, share the video. Let's get right to it. Guys, so there's just a few things I'd like to go over for the common issues on a DD15. One is going to be low oil pressure. Okay, so after 500K, you could experience some low oil pressure. A lot of times what a shop's going to recommend you do is replace the oil pump and your mains. Although it is a good idea to check your mains, it's not recommended or it's not required. What happens with these DD15s is over time the O-rings for the suction tube that sucks the oil from the bottom of the pan, they lose their seal by becoming brittle from the heat. So it's an easy fix. Drop in the oil pan, replacing all your O-rings for your oil slump, putting everything back on, and you got your oil pressure back up. So if you're in that position, make sure you're at the right shop. Make sure they're troubleshooting you correctly. If they're suggesting you do mains and the pump, that may be a little bit excessive. It will fix the problem. Most of the time, it's just going to be your O-rings. Okay, guys. So next thing I'm going to go over is oil leaks. So we all know it's not a diesel engine if it's not leaking oil. So what I want to do is go over just a couple of areas that I would keep an eye on with your DD15. One is back here in the back. you're going to have your fuel pump, and below that is your air compressor. Now where those mate together, the gaskets usually leak. Around 500K, over 500K, you're going to see a lot of oil leaks, or if you do see oil leaks, that's where it's going to be coming from. It's an easy fix. It's just resealing your air compressor and your fuel pump. Another area is your oil cooler housing, which is this particular area here. That's the housing for your water pump and your oil cooler. Over time, that's going to leak as well down the block. What that's going to need to be done is, of course, reseal your oil cooler housing there. Another big concern here is up top. Let me see if I can get some light on them. You know, we've mentioned this before. This is your rocker box here, where it seals on your head there here at the bottom. You can see this one's starting to leak just a little bit. This is where you're going to get a lot of your leaks. Now, this is one of the major leaks that we see is the rocker box. It makes a pretty big mess. Over time, what's going to happen is that lower rocker box gasket is going to end up losing its seal through the same process. It just gets hot, gets brittle, it's not able to seal anymore, and over time it just starts leaking.
So we did check it. We didn't see any leaks, because that's something I've been driving now for 30 years. And I know I'm trained to...
You been driving how long?
30 years.
Woo.
Yes.
Y'all heard
And
that?
I'm trained
30
to
years.
look for that. So, but he saw some wet, you know, condemnation around it. So he said, oh, it's leaking, and that a repair truck could come out and fix it.
And they had a list. They had a whole list of all these guys, all these repair shops that come out there that's about
Yeah, I
a
thought
couple
that
miles
was,
away.
That was kind of great, and
That
it
was
worked
kinda
out.
great,
It
yeah.
worked out great in our favor, because when he said that it was leaking and he was going to put us out of service, that, well, not going to, but he said, I'm going to have to put y'all out of service. And he said it's for the leaks. I thought at that point, oh my God, we're going to have to be towed into a shop. That's what I was thinking. But he was like, no, we have a repair guy that will come out, a service truck, and he can come out and fix. So I was like, oh, really? He said, I said, how long is going to take him? He said, about 15, 20 minutes. I was like, really? I don't have to get towed into the shop? He was like, no. I was like, wow. So I thought, okay, we'll try that. You know, the guy came out. He came out in a matter of, like, within the hour and a half.
Yeah, he was there quick. And it was like about 5 in the morning.
Yeah, he came right out. And sure enough, it took him like 20 minutes to, he changed the O-rings or something, some kind of rings.
And what he said that, oh, I come out here all the time for this. He said, oh, it's your grommets. I have to change the grommets in the fuel injector, and that'll stop the leak.
And
So,
I thought, wow, so out here 30 years and you learn something new every day. So if a truck driver tell you he know it all, I've been out here 30 years and I don't know it all. I learn new stuff every day. So
Yeah.
he came right out, fixed it, charged us $250. Who would have thought?
And that's it, and it was done like that.
Yep. So we went on. Of course, I've been checking it, you know, when I get my fuel. And I'm going to just say this, you guys. When you do your inspection, I even think that in the morning and at night to inspect your truck, that is not even enough. It's not enough. When you do fuel, when you get your fuel, it's nothing to pull your hood while you're doing your, because you got to check your oil anyway. Pull your hood, check it again when you fuel up, and maybe you can catch some of this stuff, because you're getting stopped, you getting points, the company is getting points, and we can prevent a lot of that if we just stay on top of our inspections. And you want to be safe. If we had went down the road, I know you guys pass these truck fires all the time, because I do. You don't want to go down the road and your truck catch a fire, you know, or you're in that bunk sleeping and, you know, something really bad can happen. So safety first, and you want to prevent that kind of thing from happening. So
Yeah.
that's why we're doing the video, hoping that somebody else, before you get a ticket, that it's nothing to pull your hood when you get your fuel It don't take that much time to just look around again. More than that's in mid-trip. Get your fuel,
Mid-trip.
pop the hood,
Mid-trip.
check out your truck, because that's your equipment. Your equipment is everything. That is, it's everything as far as your success or failure. Equipment is everything. So it's not much to stay on top of that. So that's why we're doing this video.
Right.
Because we did get popped with that, and hopefully somebody else don't have to go through this.
Yeah.
And
So-
Roadrunner, we still love our company. They gave us 7 days out of service. They told us it's across the board. If you fail your inspection, 7 days out.
Oh, and then we got the truck inspected a couple days ago
We did.
down at the TA, the Petro down in Bordentown, New Jersey. We went down there and had a time with them too. We had a time with them down there, down in Bordentown.
Yeah. We had a time.
We had a time with them down in Bordentown.
Well, yeah, we had a time. What with the mud flap?
Something with the mud flat, and then we up in the truck just sitting in there laying down, and then another truck come in there, and they go right to the other truck, and we've been there for about 2 hours already.
Well, what he's saying is something can happen at any time. Now, we did a pre-trip when we left Philadelphia. We went around the truck, all the mud flaps there, all the reflectors are there. We checked everything out. When we got from Philadelphia to Petro in Bordentown, New Jersey, is only a matter of about 28 miles. So we're bobtailing, but I guess by the truck jumping, by the time we left Philadelphia, got to Bordentown, one of the mud flaps jumped off. So when we got there, we figured we already did our pre-trip and everything, and he said a mud flap was missing. So I went back and looked, and he had already had the mud flap back on there, but it can happen. So you just have to keep checking your truck.
Yeah,
You gotta check everything.
And so that went through the eShop. If y'all know about eShop, with your company, whoever you're working for or whatever, that eShop, we just realized that the company can make the repair without your
Consent.
consent.
We were kind of flabbergasted because
that's something new that we learned. So we're just trying to tell you.
when we looked in the back, the guy had already fixed the mud flap. And we were like, well, why didn't you tell us that you were fixing it? He said, because your company is paying for it. Well, that's not true, because the company isn't paying for the mud flap.
Right.
They pay for it out of our maintenance account.
Right, that we're paying for.
So
Right.
they were under the impression that
Miscommunication.
Roadrunner was paying for it. That's why they didn't ask us. We did need a mud flap, but we didn't want that kind of mud flap, because we wanted our truck to look the same on the back. We wanted the mud flaps to match.
Right.
But he had already put some ugly kind of mud flap on there. Cheap.
It was too long, and our other one is
cheap
not
mud
short
flap
one, but the
on
other
there.
one is way too long.
So, Honey Money here.
Hi, she called me Honey Money.
We call his handle is Honey Money.
You call me Honey Money.
His handle is Honey Money. Mine is Ladybird. So
Huh.
Honey Money got upset because he didn't want his mud flaps looking different on the back.
Yeah.
We got it taken care of.
Everything good.
Yeah.
Everything good. We're just giving you guys the FYI, man. Just giving you guys a heads up on
Truck repairs and what happened.
truck repairs and what happens and what you go through. And I'm just telling you all about San John, New Mexico. I'm telling you.
Oh, New Mexico.
Make sure your equipment is intact.
And shout out to the officer. He couldn't have been nicer, really. The guy was really nice to us. I don't expect for him. See, a lot of y'all get upset when the officers find something. but it's for your safety. You got to be safe. You know, you got to keep your equipment intact. I don't expect that guy to put his job on the line for me. You know what I mean? If he didn't properly inspect that truck and something happened down the road, they could go back and look to see that he didn't do his job correctly. Then he's got to answer. You know, we all got a job to do. So it happens. Unfortunately, that happened to us, but we know now to, you know, make sure, look a little more close. Sometimes you can look as close, you know, with a magnifying glass and things happen. But hopefully you guys out there, you'll look at your engine a little more closer, look for those leaks a lot closer, and then you won't go through what we did. Because this 7 days off, it costs, you know, the money we could have made in a week.
Yeah.
You know, could have been working and making some money. Christmas time coming up, we had to take this hit.
And all you new drivers out there, all you newbies out there, be safe and do your pre-trip and your post-trip, and watch how you parking at those truck stops. Watch how you parking at the truck stop. Watch the mirrors and everything like that. Watch your distance between the trucks, how you're backing in there.
And speaking on that, with 30 years experience, try not to park on the end of the road. If you have a choice, don't park on the end, because a lot of trucks are prone to get hit if you're parked on the end. That's a bad spot. Try to park in the middle somewhere. I mean, you still might get hit, because when he come out and if he make a short turn, he could hit you. But I'm just saying, a lot of truckers get up, they sleepy, whatever. If you're parked on the end, you're more likely to get clipped. So try not to park on the end.
All right.
So one other thing I wanted to say, that the DOT officer, road runners, if y'all watching, he did say, soon as he popped that hood, that he looks at that rocker box. Their eyes go straight to the rocker box.
That's the first thing they look at.
That's what they looking for when they open that hood. That's what he said. This came from the state trooper himself.
The DOT officer mouth.
He said when he opened the hood, he looks right at that rocker box. So make sure it's dry. No wet spots, no splatter. Look there. Okay, when you go back and look at your tires, when you look at your frame, make sure you don't see any wet oil spots, splatter, wet splatter. If you see the splatter, that means that your seal is leaking. That means as the tires are spinning and it's leaking and it's spinning, splattering oil all over your frame. When he go back there and look, that's what they're gonna look for. So check that out. Or if you had it fixed, go and get your truck washed. When you get your truck washed, you should be, they're gonna ask you if you want your engine washed. You should get your engine washed just so you can see what's leaking if there's something. That's a big help. That's a help to do your engine. Get it washed. When you go and get your truck washed, let them wash your engine. So if something is leaking, then you can see it. You can see it better.
Yeah.
We've been teaming now for 7 years. 7 years. We've been at Roadrunner for about 8 months. 8 months, 9 months, and love it. Love it. We go the same place. We try to go the same route every week, but sometimes it varies. But shout out to Roadrunner. We loving it.
Shout out to Roadrunner. And I'm telling you, drivers, y'all been watching that video. I'm telling y'all, home time is important.
Yes,
it's very important. Very important. Home time.
And Roadrunner, you're great on giving us home time when we need it, because sometimes running teams, 6,000.
almost 6,000 miles a week.
6,000 miles
A
or
week.
2,800 one way.
Non-stop.
Out to Commerce, turn
Non-stop.
around, drop and hook, and come back. And for the most part, Roadrunner has been really consistent, and they've been really good to
No
us.
issues. After 8 months, really no major issues at all.
No
At
major
all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
So y'all better come on and get some of this money
All right, so honey.
and
so,
say Roxo sent you.
Waxo Trucking LLC sent you. I'm gonna put our IC number, which is our independent contractor number, down in the link below, and I'm going to put our recruiter again, who is Esmeralda Munoz.
Shout out.
I'm going to put her number down below, her office number, so y'all can give her a call.
And you want to say something about Janelle?
And Janelle Gum,
Hey, Janelle.
the new safety over at. She on her job.
They stay on your butt.
They stay on you. She on her job.
Yes.
So that's another thing right there.
And
Right.
safety is important to me too, because I want to be safe. So they're good about keeping us and reminding us about safety.
Other than that,
You want to shout out to Carl?
well, Carl in orientation, you have to listen to him. You have to
Carl
listen to
knows
him.
stuff.
He knows his stuff. He's a former DOT
He
officer.
knows stuff, yeah.
He knows his stuff. He's a former DOT officer. He knows his stuff. So you have to listen to him in orientation. And other than that, man, everything is great. If y'all coming over here, hey, come on. You're going to enjoy it.
Especially teams. They are offering teams a great package on getting a truck. If you're a team and you want to get in a truck, they put us in a truck, a really nice truck. We haven't really had any issues with our truck. I know some people have had issues, but we haven't had any major issues with our truck. We've just been making money. That's a pretty good money-making truck.
And what I want to tell y'all too, that I haven't made a video about too, is that Roadrunner currently, right now, is not hiring out of Florida or California.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just to give an FYI to you guys.
Yeah.
They're not hiring out of Florida or California currently. So, just to let you guys know. But other than that,
keep on trucking, baby.
Waxo Trucking LLC.
Mwah.
Waxo Trucking LLC. That's what we do. Peace out.